Okay, folks, so we're back to the race. I am so sorry. This has been one of those nights where just nothing wants to work for me. So, for those that are just joining and coming back, it is Mark Brannigan. I am your host, Mark Mudslide Hollifield. We are watching the Goat Locker Next Gen Cruisin Classics, Goat Locker Cruisin Classics Next Gen at New Hampshire for 110 laps. So far, it has been a pretty good race. We have had 4 or 5 cautions already. Mark Brannigan Jr. is your leader in the number 47. Tyler Granat is in second place in the 81. Scott Rankin is in the number 49 in third place. Jacob Ellenson is in... Jacob Ellenson is in fourth place. James Kaufman rounds out the top 5. James Goshen, Alex Cruz, Greg Barnett, David Kamara, and Kenneth Pack round out the top 10. Tommy Osborne and Timothy Douglas round out the rest of the field of 12. So, let's see where all the action is. We've got James Goshen's passing Alex Cruz, and Alex Cruz is passing James Goshen. So they're working to try and battle it out for that 6th and 7th spot. Greg Barnett just passed Greg Barnett has passed a few to take over the 7th spot. Alex Cruz is working his way back up. He is now past Greg Barnett and is in 5th place. We're looking at David Kamara right now. Kenneth Pack is right behind him, and right in front of him is Greg Barnett. You see David Kamara get a little bit loose there and twist a little sideways in that Camaro. Kenneth Pack is going to the inside, entering turn 3. He's trying to stay down low. He shifts just a little bit high, pushing Kamara to the outside just a little bit. But Pack is able to get around him, and now he's pulling away with ease. Tommy Osborne is following Kamara. Kamara is trying to find that line that Kenneth has found and is able to keep the traction going. Tyler Granat has now taken the lead from Mark Brannigan. Jacob Ellenson still holding 3rd place. James Kaufman is now up to 4th place. Alex Cruz is still holding the 5th place. Kenneth Pack is on a move and has lost. He is trying to catch up to Greg Barnett there as they enter turn 1. Tommy Osborne's moved to the inside of the track, and he is coming out of turn 2 ahead. No, he is side by side with David Kamara. Going down the backstretch, Tommy Osborne staying on the inside. Kamara is to the outside. We look at Greg Barnett as he tries to catch up to Alex Cruz there, passing, coming along the front stretch. They're staying in that middle line about row 3 out of turns 1 and 2. There are 6 lanes there, but they are staying in the middle lanes. Greg Barnett dropped down the row 2 and is trying to pass Alex Cruz on the inside, coming out of 4 through the front stretch. Can Greg Barnett do it? He's got the speed. He's shooting to the inside. He drifts to the outside just a little bit. He's in the middle, and he has passed Alex Cruz, doing a little bit of a slide job. Now Greg Barnett is in 5th place. Alex Cruz is back to 6th. And right behind Alex Cruz is Kenneth Pack. Pack is right on his bumper. There's 1 car length. Pack is moving to the inside. It looks like he's going to try and do the same thing as Barnett just did a few minutes ago. Pack is on the inside. He's staying in lane 2, now 1. Back to 2. Alex Cruz is staying in 3, and he has been passed by Ken. What happened? The yellow did come out. See Tyler going into turn 4, or my bad, turn 1, coming out of 2, gets a little bit loose here. Said he crashed. James Goshen is right there. Not sure if when it says crashed as in the computer crashed or if the car crashed. Yep, it's the computer that's crashed. Alright. So we're back to the live experience. You see Alex Cruz there. We're watching this excitement. Tyler Granat is in first place. Mark Brannigan Jr. is in second place. Jacob Ellenson is in third. James Kaufman fourth. Greg Burnett fifth. Kenneth Pack sixth. Scott Rankin seventh. Alex Cruz eighth. Tommy Osborne ninth. David Kamara is in 10th. James Goshen 11th. And Timothy Douglas rounds out the field of 12. I believe Timothy has called it a night because it appears he is not receiving any attention. Yep. Timothy is out for the night. You see Goshen or Kaufman gets a little bit loose coming out of 2. That allows Greg Barnett and Kenneth Pack to pass him with ease. Greg Burnett is knocking on the back door of Jacob Ellenson right now. Jacob is doing some mirror driving as he sees Greg Burnett and Kenneth Pack coming to the inside of him, going into turns 1 and 2. As they come out of 2, Jacob is trying his best to throw a little bit of a block. Greg Burnett drops to the inside, going into turn 3. He's on the inside of the track, trying to slingshot around, coming out of 4. He's on the inside of Jacob Ellenson, just at the inside bumper. Going into 1, they are side by side. Greg drifts just a little bit, pushing Jacob out of that third lane. Oh, Greg has slid, and now he's made contact. Ooh, Greg Burnett got hit by Alex. It wasn't Alex Cruz. Who was it? We watched it.
It's my fault, brother. I lost it anyway.
Who's behind? It's not Alex Cruz. Dang it. Trying to think. James Goshen? No. Alright. Let's go through the field and see. It could have been. Yep, it was Scott Rankin. So there is damage. Let's take a look at the front end of left front. Nope. I'm not seeing any too much damage this way. Let's see if it's... Yep, there's a little bit of damage, but not much on the front of the vehicle. Everybody's pitting to get new tires. and see who the battle is coming off of pit road. Tyler Granat has the lead. Mark Brannigan Jr. in second. Jacob Ellenson in third. James Kaufman in fourth. Kenneth Pack in fifth. Scott Rankin has moved. Oh, Scott Rankin is moved up to fourth. Kenneth Pack to fifth. James Kaufman has dropped to seventh. Alex Cruz is moved up to fifth. Kenneth Pack is in sixth. David Kamara is in eighth. James Goshen is in ninth. Tommy Osborne in 10th. Greg Burnett is in 11th. It looks like the lights are off on the pace truck. The lights. Yep, the lights are off on the pace truck. As they come down the backstretch and get side by side, it's Tyler Granat, Mark Brannigan, Jacob Ellenson, Scott Rankin, Kenneth Pack, Alex Cruz, David Kamara, James Goshen, Tommy Osborne, Greg Barnett, and James Kaufman. Timothy Douglas rounds out the field. Pace truck is about to come off the track. Tyler is about to get into this restart zone. You hear the engines revving. There goes Tyler. He takes off like a bat out of hell. He's got Jacob Ellenson right on his back door. Jacob uses him and pulls past Mark Brannigan. Mark Brannigan drops down right behind Jacob to the second inside line. We are 3 wide coming out of turn 2. Going into turn 3, 2 wide. Mark Brannigan is trying to get to the inside. David Kamara has just leaped around Kenneth Pack, and that's slowed up the backfield a little bit. Tommy Osborne and Greg Barnett are side by side. Oh, that's James Goshen, not Greg Barnett. That is James Goshen that is side by side with Tommy Osborne. Now Tommy pulls up and he's going trying to get to the inside of Kenneth Pack. James Goshen is trying to force him a little bit wide so he can be able to sneak through. He's not able to. David Kamara is moving down the track. Tommy is catching Kamara easily on the inside. Pack is holding up Goshen. Goshen trying to do something to work his way around Kenneth Pack and Tommy Osborne. Kaufman is right behind both of them. Greg Barnett is in the back, biding his time. We're on lap 66. Correction, 68 of 110. I'm sorry. My glasses are not letting me be able to see as good as I would hope. You see them battling it out. It looks like Goshen has been able to work his way around Tommy Osborne, but Tommy Osborne's working the inside and trying to use the draft and pull Goshen back. Goshen's able to pull away. Kenneth Pack is trying to catch his way up to David Kamara. David Kamara is trying his best to catch up and go around Alex Cruz. Oh, excuse me. Bad time for a hiccup. Tommy Osborne got into the wall just a little bit, but was able to maintain control of it. You see Greg Barnett or James Goshen. Them two are using the same kind of paint scheme, so it's confusing me a little bit. But James Goshen is able to start pulling away from Tommy because he rubbed that wall. Kenneth Pack is using the high third line from the inside. Everybody's trying to use... Oh, and Tommy gets a little squirrely coming out of 2. He's able to maintain control of it, though, right in front of Kaufman. Gotta wonder what kind of damage did that do to Tommy's front end. Let's take a quick look at his right front suspension and see if it did any damage hitting that wall. Doesn't look like there's much damage. We're doing the onboard with Tommy right now. Following Goshen, you can hear him going through the gears. He gears up and starts letting off, and then he's trying to stay in that mid-high line. You see Kaufman come around him on the inside. You've got to wonder, did that cause Kaufman, or did that cause Osborne to be pushed to the outside just a little bit so Kaufman could be able to squeeze by him on the inside? Taking a look at the gearbox, you see Greg Barnett right there behind him. Mark Brannigan's got Tyler coming right up on him, giving him a little bit of a love tap as they come out of turn 2. You gotta love this racing. You see that suspension look. Oh, and somebody got a little loose there. It looks like it might have been Scott Rankin got a little bit too loose. He was able to save it, but barely. They're too wide in the backstretch. Goshen and Pack are too wide going into turn 3. Pack is trying his best to run that high line. Alex Cruz was able to get around James Kaufman. Goshen was able to get around Pack. We've got a little bit of work going into 1 and 2. Kaufman is side by side with Alex Cruz. Can Kaufman get past Cruz? Going into 3, Kaufman is on the low inside track. He is able to go around Alex Cruz. Alex is going to the outside. Everybody's lining up to get that draft to be able to shoot down. Goshen shoots to the inside to try and pass Cruz, but does not have enough momentum. He is staying back there just a little bit. Coming out of 2, he has to drop back in line. Pack is right behind Goshen, and Alex Cruz is leading that 3-man, the 3-car draft right there. Goshen is trying again to go to the inside. Coming out of 4 in the front stretch. Goshen is at the quarter panel to the door going into 1. He is now at the front, but they do not have enough speed to be able to go all the way around. Can Goshen be able to pass in the backstretch? Coming in the backstretch, they are side by side. Goshen and Alex Cruz. Going to the inside is Goshen. He is able to pull ahead of Alex Cruz just a little bit coming out of turn 4. In the front stretch, it is Goshen by a nose. Going into turn 1, they are still side by side, Alex Cruz and Goshen. Goshen is staying on the inside. Alex Cruz is able to use the wall, and now he's got Kenneth Pack helping and pushing him down that back stretch. Goshen has got no help at all, even though he's on the inside and the shorter part of the track. Alex Cruz is being pushed by Kenneth Pack. They are staying side by side. It is just by the front bumper that Goshen has the lead over Alex Cruz. Kenneth Pack has pushed Alex Cruz just a little too hard and too far in turn 2. So Goshen was able to get around Alex Cruz. Alex Cruz is not too happy about that, and now he is trying to catch up to Goshen. As they go into turn 1, it is Alex Cruz looking for that inside line, even though they are staying in the 3rd lane of the 6 lanes. Goshen is coming up on David Kamara. Kenneth Pack is trying to catch up to Alex Cruz and give him a push down the track. Everybody is using that third line because that is where most of the traction is. Oh, Goshen got a little bit too loose coming out of 2, shot to the inside of the track and has lost that position back to Alex Cruz. Goshen is now having to fight it out with Alex Cruz. They are fighting it out for that 7th and 8th position. Let's go check in on our leaders real quick. Mark Brannigan is the leader. Jacob Ellinson's in 2nd. Tyler Granat is back there in 3rd. Scott Rankin's in 4th. James Kaufman is in 5th. And we have some action going on. Let's see what the action is. Jacob Ellinson drops down to the inside of the track for some reason. I don't know if he's got some kind of trouble or what's going on, but he allowed Tyler Granat to get around him. Scott Rankin was able to jump around him too. Jacob Ellinson had lost a lot of speed coming out of 2. David Kamara. We're watching David Kamara, Alex Cruz, James Goshen, and Kenneth Pack. Oh, we got a caution. Jacob Ellinson lost control of his vehicle. Let's see what happened. Jacob just loses it, tries to correct it, overcorrected too much and hit the outside wall. Gotta wonder what kind of damage did that do to his vehicle there. Looking at the front end, it crumpled it pretty bad. But he was able to refire and try and get back to the pits. Everybody's coming in for new shoes and a top off. They shouldn't need any more gas after this top off. Hopefully they plan on this last 25 laps, they're going to be running the last set of tires, I do believe. We're going to see how it works out for them. Watching pit lane. First one out is Tyler Granat was first one out. Scott Rankin's in 2nd. Mark Brannigan Jr. in 3rd. Alex Cruz, James Goshen, Kenneth Peck. James Kaufman, Jacob Ellinson, Greg Burnett, David Kamara, and Tommy Osborne, with Timothy Douglas still in the pits, out for the night. The lights are out on the truck as they come around. Everybody except for Timothy Douglas, who has been reported out of the race, is done or is on the lead lap. So it is Tyler Granat, Scott Rankin, Alex Cruz. Nope. James Goshen, Alex Cruz. Hold on. They keep moving. Pace truck comes in, comes off of the field. Let's see how Tyler handles this. He takes off like a bat out of hell, and he's followed by Alex Cruz, trying to get to the outside. They're too wide. Scott Rankin got a little loose and got out there into the slick stuff at the top of 2. Tyler Granat is running it down easily. He got those new shoes on. He's trying to keep them well worn and make sure that they do not wear out on him. Everybody else is side by side. We have Goshen and Kaufman battling it out for that second and third. For fourth and fifth, my bad. Kaufman is on the inside. There's Greg Barnett. Greg Barnett has moved up to 6th. He said, "Gentlemen, y'all can have it back there. I am going to be moving my way up the field." You got side-by-side action coming out of 4, 3 wide. Mark Brannigan, Jacob Ellenson, and Tommy Osborne were 3 wide coming out of 4. We're 21 laps left. Tyler Granat is still leading. Scott Rankin is trying his best to catch up. Alex Cruz is in 3rd. James Kaufman is in 4th. James Goshen is trying his best to pedal as hard as he can. We're watching Greg Barnett try and catch James Goshen. Oh, we got a spin. That should bring out the caution. Mark Brannigan just spun out.
Jacob, did we make contact or did I just lose it? That was weird.
We're going to see what happened. Mark Brannigan is leading. You see him just a little bit. He lost control. Oh, Jacob Ellenson was right there. That 46 was not able to hold it in the corner. We'll watch it one more time from a different angle. We're going to watch it from the back end of Goshen's or Brannigan's vehicle. See if Jacob Ellenson gets into him. So as they come down the front stretch, going into 1, Jacob is just about 2 car lengths or about 2 feet back and pushes just a little bit too much of Brannigan into the corner, causing him to lose control. So, we have 18 laps left to go in this race. Tyler Granat is in the lead. Scott Rankin is in 2nd place. James Kaufman in 3rd place. Alex Cruz 4th. James Goshen 5th. Greg Barnett 6th. Kenneth Peck 7th. Jacob Ellenson 8th. Mark Brannigan Jr. 9th. David Kamara 10th. Tommy Osborne in 11th. And Timothy Douglas is out. They're coming to the restart zone and they're going to be lining up side by side. The lights are off on the pace car. I don't know why Scott Rankin is running that high line out there, but he's got the rest of the field following him, and they're roughing up the tires just a little bit because there is no traction up there. So they're roughing them up to be able to get the traction down. Kaufman is right behind Tyler. And Alex Cruz is right behind Scott Rankin. You see Jacob Ellenson right behind Greg Barnett. Pace truck comes off. We hit the restart zone. There goes Tyler. He's got 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths. He is gone. Scott Rankin is staying just outside in that rough area. Alex Cruz is out there too. They are 3, 4 wide. Coming out of 2, 3 wide. They're bumping, they're grinding. Oh, and we have a car around. But it still stays green. The cars are staying green because the one car went to the inside. Mark Brannigan crashed on the inside of the stretch, coming out of 2. Mark Brannigan's back on the field, but he still could be lapped. Tyler Granat is on his way, trying to kill him around the field as fast as he can. Alex Cruz has passed Jacob Ellenson. Goshen is pushing as hard as he can to catch up. Jacob Ellenson entered pit lane for some reason. I guess he might have been forced down in there. I do not know. You see him staying to that high line where the track is not got as much grip. Goshen is pushing with all his might to try and catch the guys in front of him. He's trying to catch up to Scott Rankin. You see him shoot to the inside just a little bit, going high, coming out. Oh, and to the infield goes Kenneth Pack. Kenneth Pack left the track, and now he's back on the track. Alex Cruz was able to get by Pack. We're watching the battle right now of James Goshen and James Kaufman and Greg Barnett with David Kamara right behind him. David Kamara is trying to get around Greg Barnett. Scott Rankin keeps going a little high, and Kaufman, every time he does, gets closer and closer to his back end. Tyler Granat and Scott Rankin are your first and second place. James Kaufman is in third. He is trying to catch Scott Rankin. We're down to 11 laps left. This is where all the mayhem may start coming out, because these drivers are doing as much as they can to get the points up there. You see David Kamara going to the inside around Greg Barnett, trying to catch up to Goshen. Goshen is pulling away, trying to catch up to Kaufman. Kaufman is doing his best to catch Rankin. Rankin is doing his best to catch Tyler Granat, who has a 3-car lead. Scott Rankin is 0.77 seconds back behind Tyler Granat. James Kaufman is trying his best to catch the 2 leaders. Jacob Ellenson is in the pits. He must have suffered some major damage. You see him go a little bit wide. Greg Barnett let Tommy Osborne by because he knew he wasn't as fast as Tommy is. That's teamwork of teammates working together. When the one knows that he's not faster than the other, he lets the other one take the fast lane outside. It's Tyler Granat, Scott Rankin, James Kaufman, Scott Goshen, David Kamara, Tommy Osborne, Greg Barnett, Alex Cruz, Kenneth Pack, and Mark Brannigan Jr. Jacob Ellenson is in the pits, and Tommy DeLugas is out for the rest of the night. David Kamara is right there at the back door of Goshen. He's saying, hey man, look at me. I'm in your mirror. Pay attention. I'm going to your inside. Goshen is trying his best to hold off Kamara. Kamara is trying to go to the inside. Goshen goes to the high line. Kamara is on the inside. He's just at the rear wheel. Goshen pulls away just a little bit. Now as they enter turn 1, they're side by side going into 2. Who's going to win this? Oh, they bumped. They touched. With that touch, Kamara is able to take the lead. He's ahead by a wheel. Now he's completely ahead of Goshen. Goshen's trying his best to catch back up. Coming through the front stretch, David Kamara is able to push and pull his way past. Scott Rankin is 20.28 split seconds behind Tyler Granat right now. The battle is right between David Kamara and Goshen. You see Greg Barnett. You see Greg Barnett going around or trying to catch Tommy Osborne. Little bit of tire smoke coming out of that corner. Kamara was able to just keep the brakes from locking up, but one side did lock up to give a little bit of smoke coming off of them. As they come down the backstretch, James Kaufman passed Scott Rankin and Tyler Granat. Tyler Granat was able to get back. Scott Rankin has crashed. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry for bumping up. That was not intentional.
Let's see what happened here with Scott Rankin. Scott just gets a little loose, goes to the inside wall, bounces off of it, all by himself. You hear them talking to each other over the... So James Kaufman has now moved up to second place. It is Tyler Granat, first place. James Kaufman, second place. David Kamara, third place. Greg Barnett, Tommy Osborne round out the top 5. Kenneth Pack in 6th. Scott Rankin, Alex Cruz, James Goshen, and Mark Brannigan. Mark Brannigan is 7 laps down. Jacob Ellenson is 13 laps down, and Tommy Douglas is out of the race. I'm not going to call Jacob Ellenson out of the race, but I do believe he is. Let me check. Nope, he's still there. The lights are still on as they cross the start-finish line, so we'll take a look at the field right behind Tyler Granat. We'll go through the field real quick. You see James Goshen in the pink car, or James Kaufman in the pink car, David Kamara in the red car, Greg Barnett is not visible. Oh, there Greg is. Tommy Osborne in the blue. Kenneth Pack in the white and red. Scott Rankin in the black and purple. James Goshen in the black and red. Alex Cruz in the white and blue. Mark Brannigan Jr. is not back there to be seen. Looks like Mark Brannigan is out of the race. Let's see, it switched to... Alright, let me check on Mark Brannigan real quick. Mark Brannigan is out of the race. Go back to the leader. The lights are out on the pace car now, so we'll go back to the TV view. Pace truck should be coming off as they come out of turn 4. Heading into the Geico restart, you've got Tyler, James, David, Greg, Tommy, Kenneth. Tyler takes off like a bat out of hell, and he's being pushed by David Kamara. Kaufman is staying high. Greg Barnett got pushed just a little bit by David Kamara. Greg Barnett. Oh, Kaufman loses it just a little bit. That caused Tommy Osborne to... Oh, and we got a crash. That should bring out the... Yes, it does. It brings out the yellow flag. Let's do the chase from Kenneth and watch his point of view as all this unfolds right in front of him. Kenneth just got waylaid. Goshen was able to push Alex Cruz through the corner and then pass him. Some of these cars have seen better days. So now it is Tyler Granat, David Kamara, Greg Barnett, Tommy Osborne. Let's take a look at Tommy's car, because it was involved in that accident too. I want to see how much damage is done to his vehicle. Looks like we have some major damage on that right side. Yep, you can see the buckling around the wheel. The back side doesn't look so bad, but the front side does have some caved in. Listening to the engine, it doesn't sound too bad, so he doesn't need too much. And we are 2 laps to go. This will be a green-white checkered. I think there are 3 green-white checkered possibilities. So as they come around this time and we look at the leader and see the lights are still on. So this will be an extended overtime NASCAR race. How many green-white checkers are there, gentlemen? They might not be able to hear me. The lights are out. We'll go green. Green one lap, then a white flag lap if they can manage it, then the checkered flag. So everybody is hoping. And as the pace truck comes off, they hit the Geico restart. Tyler is off and running. Greg Barnett is right there behind him. David Kamara is also trying his best to catch up. They go low. James Kaufman shoots it a little bit loose on the inside. Oh, and there's a wreck behind them. Kamara is involved. Yellow flag is out. Kaufman just is everywhere with this. The white flag is out. This is the final lap. The leader is Tyler Granat. The white flag did come out. The yellow was removed. The white was out because they do not want to extend this race too much longer. But the pace truck is out. So this race will finish under caution. There was no green-white checkered. It will finish under caution. The winner will be Tyler Granat, James Kaufman, Tommy Osborne, Alex Cruz, Kenneth Peck, James Goshen, David Kamara, Greg Barnett, Scott Rankin, Mark Brannigan, Jacob Ellenson, and Timothy Douglas. Let's go back and watch that last lap if we can. Excuse me. All right. Here we go. We're watching Kenneth Peck. You see David Kamara back there in the back. Kamara got into Greg Barnett coming off of the wall. That turned him all the way around. He's trying to brake and get turned back around. Not able to do it. Let's see Greg Barnett's point of view. Because we saw cars sliding in the back there. Oops. As they go into 1 and 2, Kaufman just barely rubbed Barnett, it looked like. Then Kamara and Greg tap sending Greg to the infield. And Greg got turned around, but he was able to maintain just a little bit. All right, folks. So that ends tonight's race. Your winners are Tyler Granat in the number 81, who moved up 2 spots to become to take over first place and win. James Kaufman moved up 6 spots in the number 41 to take second. Tommy Osborne moved up 6 in the number 1 to take over third. Alex Cruz moved up 1 spot to take over the 4th spot in the number 5. Kenneth Pack in the number 16 moved up 5 spots to finish 5th. James Goshen moved up 1 spot in the 85 to take over to finish 6th. David Kamara in the 02 finished 4 spots ahead to take over to finish in 7th position. Greg Burnett in the number 38 moved up 4 spots to finish 8th. Scott Rankin lost 8 spots in the 49 to finish 9th. Mark Brannigan Jr. in the 47 lost 8 spots to finish 10th. Jacob Ellenson in the 27 was down 7 spots to finish 11th. And Timothy Douglas in the 59 was 6 spots down to finish 12th. That rounds out the field for tonight. Like to thank our sponsors one more time of JM Printing and Promotions, the Cruisin Classics, Gill Insurance Advisors, Veterans 48, Redbeard Design Company, Patrick Drabick and Jamie Barkas of Goat Locker Racing for putting this on for you tonight. I am Mark Mudslide Hollifield. I hope y'all have a good night and enjoyed the network tonight.